What's up YouTube, Radical Faith 360 here. Today we're going to take a look at my Sega Genesis collection. This collection doesn't get updated too often. I have most of the games that I'm looking for, and there's a Metallica poster there, excuse me. So we'll take a look at them and we'll have a little fun discussing the games. We got a 6-pack here. This one's missing the manual, unfortunately. Classic Disney's Aladdin here. This one's a lot of fun. This one's got the box and manual. They've all got the box and manual unless otherwise specified, so I'll let you know about that. Alicia Dragoon. This one is really fun. If you haven't played this already, check this out. Honest to God. It's a really easy to learn platform, but to this day there's really nothing quite like it. You should check this one out. I'd consider it. Castle of Illusion, starring Mickey Mouse. That one's pretty fun. I like World of Illusion a little bit more, but this one's still pretty good. Castlevania Bloodlines. This one's getting really popular lately, probably due to being available on the Virtual Console. Contra Hard Corps, or Hard Corps, however you want to call it, just like you call the Marine Corps, I guess. That one's got the box and manual. That was a wild find at Goodwill. Lucky me, huh? Before it spiked up in price. Here's a nice one. Crusader of Senti with the box and manual. How often do you see that? Got that at a specialty store, and he had it online in his online store, but I was at his actual store going through his online stash and decided I want that. So I bought it. Dungeons and Dragons, Warriors of the Eternal Sun. That one's got the manual too. I don't have the game guide that came with it originally, so I'm out of luck on that one. Echo the Dolphin, Echo the Tides of Time. Who doesn't love those games? Those games are great. Golden Axe 1 and 2, they're original black boxes. Of course, you already noticed the kick-ass Gunstar Heroes and the Herzog Zwei. I'm going to be honest with you, or Herzog Zwei, excuse me. I'm going to be honest, folks. I'm not a fan of Herzog Zwei. I tried it for myself, and I understand the capture the flag theme, but it just wasn't doing it for me, so I passed up on it. I mean, I didn't pass on the game itself. I knew it's something of a collector piece, so I decided to pick it up and keep it for myself, and there it is, so I can look at it anytime, though I'll never play it. Gunstar Heroes I haven't played in a while. I gotta fire this one up again. We all know how kick-ass that game is. Landstalker. It's great that the original team who developed Alundra on the PlayStation did this game beforehand, and it's a really fun action platforming RPG. You should definitely check this one out if you haven't done so already. The Lion King, I'm sure we all played that as a kid, and we probably all had that in our collection when we were younger. Here's a really rare one. Master of Monsters. That one's got the manual as well, and it's immaculate condition. I live up in New England, and I was on a Disney trip out in Orlando, Florida, and I went to Game World in Kissimmee, Florida, to pick this one up. So if anyone who goes to Game World is watching, and anyone who works at Game World, shout out to you. Here's a killer one that's getting hard to find. Mega Turrican. This game is kick-ass, but unfortunately, I'm missing the manual to this one. This was a hand-me-down, which was lucky in of itself because it's something of an obscurity. But I still wish I had the manual, and I may have to buy a complete copy because getting a manual for this just by itself is something of a challenge. Original Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat 2, they got their boxes and manuals, but I don't really need to elaborate on that. We've all played those, we've all been there. Bam! Musha. How often do you see this piece? Not often, I bet. I bought this from a specialty store for 25 bucks, and they didn't even know what they had. I go home and look it up, and I see it listed for ridiculous amounts of money on eBay. I played it. Really fun game. Boy, was I happy when I found out what it was worth. NHL 94 I have for, just a nostalgia reason. Just, I grew up with this one, so I thought, what the hell, I'll pick it up. Somebody dumped it off at Goodwill, and of course it's a sports game. It's worth jack shit. EA Sports, nobody really likes them. At least I don't. Put this one away, if I can just get it back in its place. There we go. Operation Europe, Path to Victory. This one not only has the manual, but it's got the map as well. This was a find in the wild. I at first felt lucky to find it, but find out to be worth it. It's not worth a whole lot of money. I haven't yet played this one or gotten into it, so I'm going to have to read the manual, look at the map, and see what I can learn about it. Pebble Beach Golf Links. That's what it sounds like when you boot it up. It's your basic golf game. It's pretty fun if you like golf. It passes the time. It's a nice, quiet pastime game. I mostly have it for novelty's sake. Just, you know, something to look at, something to take you back to the past, that sort of thing. Let me put it away here. Sorry about the awkward camera movement. I'm using my hand. I'm using two hands, one for the games, one for the camera here. Now, one of the main reasons that I bought a Sega Genesis was, lo and behold, Phantasy Star 4. As of this moment, it's the only one I have at the moment, but I could not care less because this is the best Phantasy Star game, in my opinion. I hate 2. 3 was meh, and that's what I'm going to say about 3, meh, but Phantasy Star 4 is where it's at, without a doubt. I bought this, when I was in high school, back in 2003, 2004, and I've had the same copy ever since, and if you see here, it still looks pretty darn good. Even minor shelf wear has not been an issue. This was a wild find, Rampart. Your basic arcade conversion. It plays quite faithfully. Revenge of Shinobi, the original black box with the instructions, not the crappy Sega Classics logo, or blue box that was a reissue. Great game, hard as hell. Rystar, very fun platformer, very colorful. My instructions are photocopied, which I am pissed to shit about. Yeah, I'm not happy whatever idiot decided to photocopy the manual and discard the original. I don't understand why anybody did that back then. Shining Force 1 and 2. The ones that everybody wants. Those have their boxes and manuals. Shining in the Darkness. Shinobi 3, Return of the Ninja Master. Very fun platformer, not expensive either. If you haven't played it already, please check it out. Whether you find a copy of it or a ROM image of it or download it on the Virtual Console, please check it out. The classic Sonic trilogy and Sonic Spinball. I don't have Sonic and Knuckles. I gotta get around to buying that. Space Harrier 2. Space Harrier 2 was pretty fun, but I did not like it as much as the 32X version of the Space Harrier arcade. This is a solid game anyway. It's worth it trying at least once. Splatterhouse 3 with the box and manual. This was a wild find for $6. Guy had no idea what he had. Don't you love it when things like that happen? That one's fun, but it's expensive. It's pretty hard to find. Street Fighter II The Champion Edition, which has a turbo mode of 10, and that's insanely fast. That's almost Marvel vs. Capcom speed. Despite the hardware limitations of the Genesis, it plays quite nicely. Check it out. The Streets of Rage trilogy, 1, 2, 3, all with their manuals. Tiny Toon Adventures. World of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. And Wise 3. This one I have not seen very often. I see cartridges often enough, but not many with the box and manual. And I love this packaging too. It's really elaborate. You don't really, you didn't see many Genesis games as elaborate with packaging as this. I don't think you even see anything like this in today's market. But if I'm wrong, please notify me and show me what the packaging of the game is. I'd love to take a look at it. That about wraps it up. Let me put the camera down and put the damn game away. Okay. See you around, folks.